Hello, how you guys doing? James here. I hope you're staying warm on this weekend. I hope you be safe out there when you travel the roads this winter. Well, I'm here to make a video about this Minneapolis situation, but I'm gonna go in a direction that um, have some people to think about. There's a lot of people didn't overlook this problem, and this is what Miss Good. And I'm gonna come back with my commentary, and let's see you.
FAFO, but also my condolences. But let me just say this. If you try to run over a federal agent, you will get shot. Stop trying to spread this propaganda like ICE did something wrong. Move! Stop on a U.S. civilian today in Minnesota, and I can imagine over the next couple hours, Minnesota is going to have protests take place that will then be deemed as violent riots. And this is right after our president just threatened 5 different countries on one plane ride. So the civilian tries to drive off, the cop says, "Oh my God, my life is threatened. Really, I'm just a trigger-happy racist," and shoots the person. Before you can stop bootlickers coming in my comments, they tried to kill them. Well, let's take a play-by-play. Reverse, then they start going forward. As you can see, the wheel is turning. Cop already has the gun drawn. Foot is now out of the way. Then the first shot is fired. That is a racist piece of shit playing dress up. The question is not if this is smart or not. The question is, was this person's life actually in danger? And why didn't they pull out a taser since the window was already open? Because this person's obviously trying to get away. As you can see, turning, then the first shot is fired when the foot is already out of the way. Because this is not a real cop. None of them are. They're all playing dress up because they can never be real cops. And ICE is just, oh, Proud Boys, racist. Do you want to finally live out your dreams? Here you go. And so now we have shit where you can clearly see he steps out of the way of the tire but still chooses to shoot. Let's just take the slow, logically play-by-play. They're going in reverse. At this point in time, now they're going to start driving. They are turning. The cop already has the gun out. They're still turning the wheel. The foot is now out of the way. First shot has still not been fired yet. And then at this point, wait for it. Boom. You see the shot. You see how long it took for the shot to get there and how out of the way he was because his life was not threatened or endangered?
I keep up with the perspectives of people who lean heavily left and the people who lean heavily right because the truth is always somewhere in between. First and foremost, my condolences. Second of all, as a black man in America, I know damn well what police are allowed to do legally. Call me an Uncle Tom, call me a coon, but if you call me an Uncle Tom, I know you don't even know the real story. But the reality of the situation is, man, so many things are justified as a good shooting. More importantly, and I cannot stress this enough, I don't really have problems with police as a black man, and it's not because I'm bright. It's because whenever police act like police, I act like they can shoot me. One time I got pulled over going through an alley, and they pulled me out of my car, and they were like, "We're going to search you, and we're going to put you in handcuffs for our safety." I was like, and while I was in the handcuffs, knowing I ain't did shit wrong, I was like, "So y'all normally do this, or what's going on? Because you know I ain't did nothing." They were like, "Nah, well, you cut through the alley, and you know, and you know where you live, we're on the hunt for somebody right now, and something just happened, and blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Oh." They were like, "Do you have any guns in your car?" I was like, "Nah." They let me go in 2 minutes. One time I had a problem with a police officer. I made a U-turn. I guess it was illegal. He pulled me over. He had his hand on his weapon when he pulled me over. I literally asked him for permission to move my hands from 10 and 2. Do you know why? I wasn't fixing a parish out there that evening because he had a chip on his shoulder and he was trying to squeeze that trigger on somebody. I wasn't about to let him in my life because he was having a bad evening. See what I'm saying? Now we talking about ICE agents. We know what these people are. They're getting illegals out of the country. We also know there's probably a healthy percentage of them who really are enthusiastic about their job. That's a very nice way to put it. Why would you antagonize these people? This is reminding me of when nurses and teachers were coming out saying if ICE comes to their school or to their hospital, they're going to hurt them. Next thing you know, they got fired. You can't threaten a mailman without something happening to you. Why do you think you can obstruct federal business? Whether you agree or disagree, I know you're spoiled because we're American. We think we can protest, which we can. We're allowed to talk shit about the government and not nothing happen to us. Because, you know, in other countries, you talk shit about the government, something gonna happen to you. You feel me? They're gonna kick down your door. Hell, even in England these days, you can't even complain on Facebook about certain things. They're gonna arrest you. But once again, too much dip on your chip. If you see police outside doing an investigation and they're very serious, and you obstruct it, you're going to jail. Why do you think you're allowed to just park your car and ICE ain't gonna do nothing to you?
First off, I mean, if you play stupid games, you're going to win a stupid prize. This woman, she won a very stupid prize. But when I was looking at this, I was debating because it's like kind of in the middle. Initially, I thought this. Like, it's close enough to where, like, it makes sense that he shot, but did he get hit first? Like, what happened? Like, this angle, it's kind of hard to, like, definitively feel good about something. When I looked at this, I was not thinking, oh, he murdered this woman. No, it's not what went through my head at all. What more went through my head was, okay, was this shooting justified or not? And I was leaning towards yes. But pay attention, because you likely won't see a lot of Democrats talk about this. Let's look at this from a different angle. Because from that angle, for me, it wasn't as clear as I would have liked it to be, so I could feel good about leaning one way or the other. Again, I was leaning towards he was justified already. But now let's look at this angle. Okay, now I'm going to slow this down for you so we can really see. But I'm going to do it on my computer. Okay, the agent's here. I'm going to play this. Okay, agent's here. Hit, then shot. I'm going to show you again. I'm not going to say anything this time. So to make it clear, he was hit before he shot her. She should have complied with law enforcement. It's really that simple. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I've said the same thing to many black Americans when they would complain about police brutality while actively not complying with police. Again, if you play stupid games, you will win a stupid prize. Same concept here. The Democrats shouldn't be accepting their people working to obstruct federal law enforcement from doing their job. They should be condemning this type of behavior, but instead they incentivize it and praise it. They don't condemn it. They allow it to happen. They make it socially acceptable, and this is a result of that. These men shouldn't be harassed by U.S. citizens while trying to force our own immigration laws. But that is the modern Democratic Party today.
Once again, this is the Democratic Party's fault. Hell, the reason Trump is president, it's the Democratic Party's fault. Do you not realize that the reason Trump is president is because y'all let so many illegals in? Just letting them in and they committing crimes and shit while Americans are suffering because they're tired of all the ubiquitous stuff in cartoons and elementary schools and stuff. That's the reason why so many people left the Democratic Party. And no matter what you say, you incite violence. You call for it. You abdicate for it. And you lie all the time. You're caught in 4K. Regularly lying. And most
That's one version of it, and that's and they have some good points there. I mean, because the Democrats have caused them done this, but I'm going to play another video. But one thing that struck me about this situation. How come the LGBTQ community ain't moving politics like they usually do? Because they're very strong, and when they want to get things done, I'm gonna give and how this gonna play, even though she caused it, it's gonna eventually play in her children and partner's favor.
A
stop buying courses. Listen, I want to build you a Shopify store completely free, and
In your own words, tell me about Tyrone. I mean, he was what we call a G. Always in the middle of things, instigate.
Videos about how why black people ain't sticking up, why black people ain't fighting, why black people ain't protesting, why black people ain't doing this, why black people ain't doing that. It's really funny how when the tables turn, everybody want black people to jump in. Like, y'all don't be telling us that we ain't shit. Like, y'all don't think that y'all better than us. Like, it's been plenty of, and I'm not saying all immigrants, because I got some cool ass, I'm not talking about all of them, but majority of them are racist. Like, I've been around Mexicans, I've been around Asians, I've been around Filipinos, and they all look at black people as if we're the bottom of the barrel, especially black men. You feel me? So, yes, we at a time where it's like we ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, just like anytime that we're fighting a battle or we're protesting, nobody gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. And to be honest, maybe y'all should think about this. Maybe black people ain't protesting because we already know this shit don't do shit. We've been protesting for how many years, and do it ever change at all? No, it don't. Like, we're just starting to be more aware of what the fuck going on. So when black people started doing this, getting money, we have put ourselves into a position where we're focused on trying to fucking survive. They don't want us to leave fucking America. They're not doing y'all how they did us. And not saying that it should be a tit for tat thing. I just want y'all to understand that we are sitting out because we don't see what's the reason. If you came here illegally, if you go to any country illegally, they're going to deport you.
This is why you come to the spot, because you know we're going to keep it real. We're going to put it all on the table. You understand me? It's all about the frequency. The frequency of the original black man or woman in America is sought after by people all around the world.
Sorry about that.
The world. All those seeking peace, all those seeking happiness and civil rights, they look to us as the leaders. Why? It's simply because of our path. Not chosen by us, but for us, by the Creator. You understand me? This is where all this envy comes from. And now that these people are feeling a small portion of what the original black man had felt, they cry out and they look to us to help, but not this time. Our frequency is now being used to build our beautiful nation. You see, the cream of the universe has no responsibility in protesting a peoples that didn't respect us, number one, and number two, that are breaking the laws of this beautiful country. We got to keep it real. Nobody deserves to be unalived, but there's a responsibility that every man and woman must partake when they're trying to interfere with the law enforcement of this nation. Even a criminal knows if there's a police officer with his gun out in front of your car or on the side of your car, to hit the gas is not a bright idea. You could get shot. And these are the facts. So the black man and woman, knowing this, can only observe and only calculate that the people that they would be protesting for have no sense in a world where common sense is rare. You understand me? We will not be risking our lives and our freedom so that you can break the law. It should
Hear from black man. But on top of that, since the LGBTQ community it's part of the civil rights, right? Since we're stepping out, isn't it about time for them to step up? Because really, all these organizations with Ms. Good, who's partner, which is the LGBT community, which is civil unions, civil rights, was based off, and the reason why black people really didn't enjoy the rights, and the LGBTQ community enjoy the rights back off of the civil rights of black men and black women. And my thing is that it's time for the LGBTQ to move politically powered, because really it would do no good for black people to come out. They're not going to respond. You're going to have to, that the LGBTQ community that has control, that has used their power in the last 4 or 5 years over social media, regular media. This is in their ballpark. It's time to come out of the shadows. I mean, because they can move politics. There are LGBTQ community people that move politics. That's how they were able to get the laws on the book. Why they not acting out? Why they not flexing power? You ever question that? I'm gonna tell you more about it.
Real business owners, let's say your personal credit is shot. Let's say you build business credit. Let's say you've got testing the mic. Let's go.
All right, who was in the wrong with that Minnesota lady that lost her life? I'm not finna argue with y'all tonight, but I do know one thing. Y'all don't care about y'all kids enough like I care about mine. I'm not putting my life on the line for no stranger. I got somebody depending on me. My family's depending on me to come home every day. I'm not putting my life on the line for no strangers. Yet alone people that's not even from here. If somebody told me ICE is coming to my city, which has already happened, I'm staying out the way. Yeah. What do I look like going in the streets trying to protect people that's not even from here? Or whatever the situation is, they could be from here. I'm still not protecting a stranger in general. I got people depending on me. Don't forget that. So in this situation, they say ICE is coming to your city in Minneapolis to figure out what's going on with the Somali fraud. Thank you. Why in the world would I need to hit the streets and stop that? I don't know. I just know it don't seem like y'all care about y'all kids enough. Mm-hmm. I don't need my child to be fatherless. Mm-hmm. And I definitely don't need him to understand that he lost his father because his father was out there defending Somalis.
There's a lot of pissed off people when I say this, and hear me good. There's no way I could ever be an ICE agent because I'm sparing nobody. And I hate to say that because I am not a person that, condones violence. But this is what I'm not gonna do. I would never kiss my husband, kiss my wife, kiss my kids goodbye, go out and, do my job because I'm trying to be a productive member of society. And I'm met with bricks being thrown at me, people spitting on me, people trying to run me over with their car. And when I defend myself, then it's look at the brutality, look at these animals. Ain't no way I'm sparing anybody. Absolutely the hell not. It's mind-boggling that you have people that legit are saying kill ICE agents, dox ICE agents, and they're not supposed to do anything back. That's why I'm not in law enforcement, because I promise you I would spare nobody. Absolutely the hell not. No, absolutely not.
Funny how silence works. Not one Democrat flooded the streets when Laken Riley was beaten, raped, tortured, strangled, and had her skull smashed with a rock by an illegal alien. There were no marches, there were no hashtags, no candlelight vigils, no virtue. Not one Democrat demanded deportations when 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungre was raped and then had her throat slit by 2 illegals. Not a word about borders, not a whisper about accountability, not a single protest demanding justice for a small American child. Not one Democrat staged outrage for Rachel Morin, a mother of 5 young babies, strangled, sexually assaulted, beaten to death with a rock. Apparently, motherhood only matters when it's politically convenient. I said beaten to death with a rock. Not a gun, not a knife, not forks, but a rock. Whatever was readily available to murder an American. Not one Democrat tweeted a single syllable about Dakara Thompson after an illegal sexually assaulted her and then chucked her off the bridge like she was just trash.
He is spitting facts right now. I covered all these stories. And yes, they are all silent. They always have been about these sort of stories because it doesn't fit their narrative. I do not understand how people do not see what is going on. How could anybody with any sort of common sense not see what the Democrats are doing? This is insane.
Silence. Absolute silence. No emergency panels, no breathless press conferences, no moral panic, no calls to dismantle the policies that imported the predators who did it. But let a white liberal woman ram a 4,000 to 4,700 pound vehicle into an ICE agent, and suddenly it's a national emergency. Suddenly it's protests all over the place. Suddenly people are showing up at federal agencies, standing and impeding progress. Suddenly it's tears, whining, crying, gnashing of teeth. Suddenly it's hand-wringing about law enforcement and state violence.
He is spitting right now.
Right.
That car wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't confusion. It wasn't fear.
I agree.
A vehicle at that weight is a deadly weapon. Period. Point blank. So cope.
So let me get this right. You woke up, got dressed, brushed your teeth, and said, let me go outside, find some ICE agents, and let me go obstruct some law, and let me go act like I'm fucking Superwoman and could beat up ICE agents. And let me go block the road with my car when I see ICE agents and don't let them out. And then try to run over them when they come at me. And now, I'm unalived. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I don't wake up in the morning looking for ICE agents, you know?
You don't.
I really don't.
Now, I will say, if I was in the streets and I was able to see Chief Bavino and the ICE agents, I'd be like, can I please get a selfie with y'all? And thank you for everything that you're doing. Can I buy you lunch? What can I do to help y'all out? Because thank you for getting these criminals out of the country. What the hell is wrong with all these people that are supporting illegal immigrants? People that are absolutely the most violent, crazy people you could ever imagine that have snuck into the country are being protected by these batshit crazy liberal mindset people. It is highly frustrating and does not make any sense. I've tried time and time again to see their point of view. Nope, it doesn't click. Because I have common sense. I have God in my heart. I do believe that Jesus came down here to die on the cross for our sins. And maybe that's why I have a heart unlike some of these people. But let's keep it going.
So I'm just trying to understand why the fuck y'all liberals just won't leave these people alone. They not coming after y'all. They not messing with y'all. All they doing is doing their job. And y'all think y'all can whoop their ass. Y'all think y'all can run y'all cars into their vehicles. We done seen it all last year, bro. Y'all have threw rocks at these people. Y'all have went to their hotels. Y'all have been literally harassing the ICE agents since the time Trump got in office, bro. And now, look at this. Another incident. When is y'all gonna learn that you cannot fight the police? Especially ICE agents. That's on you.
Yeah.
If you think you Mr. Get Bad and you think you freaking Captain Save a fucking immigrant.
That might be the line of the year for me. Captain Save an Immigrant? Oh my gosh. For those of you that don't know, that is from the reference Captain Save-A-Ho.
And you go out there with your car trying to hit people, the ICE agents, and think it. And then when you get shot, everybody in the world, all the liberals and shit want to cry. Oh my God, they did this, they did no. I tell people just like I tell the black people, leave police alone. They ask you to do something, just do it. Even if you feel like you didn't do nothing wrong, just do it. It's simple as that.
Like Nike, baby.
But y'all liberals get up every day thinking y'all about to go outside and whoop on ICE agents, brand new cars into them, and then when they doing shit like this happen, y'all crying. They've been whooping y'all asses all last year because of the shit y'all was doing. Y'all was like, y'all just don't want to learn. Simple as that. So if you don't want to learn, keep doing what you're doing, and then shit like this gonna keep happening to you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Y'all knew it was coming. So here it is. I'm gonna tell you, fuck your feelings. Facts is facts. At the end of the day, I don't want to hear, oh, she had 3 kids, or she had a 6-year-old. She was a good mother. She wasn't considering any of that when she got her ass behind that wheel and started operating it and drove it at a fucking federal officer.
Facts.
Have 50K or more in digital assets. Do not.
I'm going to stop it right here and say yes. And again, it's going to probably go in her favor because one of these attorneys is going to get civil rights against ICE. Because, again, it's even though it showed that it's going to be a debate, it's going to be a dispute over this. And Renee Good's children are going to probably get some money, and her partner are going to probably get some money. But I'm surprised that these liberals because I know is and when I'm in LGBTQ, because I know there are ones that's kind of conservative I've seen on YouTube. But I'm just saying as a whole, I'm surprised why didn't it come out in unit and work behind a unit to come against the government like they've done when they want to get things done. And why are people asking black people to come out and do it when the LGBTQ get every laws in the books? Think about the LGBTQ. They got the government gives benefits. They have recognized marriage. They recognize same-sex union, and basically you can have children. And so therefore it's something. And then by the officer they can say, well, that's considered a hate crime law. I'm surprised someone like Benjamin Crump, who usually jump on cases like this, will say, okay, this is a hate. They can turn to a civil law, even though that, and then say, well, their version going to say, well, they were protesting. This is going to happen, but the LGBTQ community got more power in this country, you think, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm surprised that they can film up, get the attorneys just like that fast than anything. So it's going to probably be kind of motivated by because right now it's a spiritual warfare that's going into politics. But I'm surprised that that's not going to happen. As far as the guy, they show him spitting at the car. And the first time he did it, they show him spitting at the car. He kicked out a tail light. He got very aggressive in the first video. It's out there. And so now it's kind of way in that they not that you giving them more of a leeway of what he did. It's one thing you have a right to protest, but when you start acting out violently, just like it was during George Floyd or anybody else, they're gonna have to step it up. They're gonna step up in anything. And these anarchists, because they was trying to get really during the George protest, they would come into the cities, and it's hurting businesses who have nothing to even do with this. And that's not going to drive the ICE agents out because they're staying at a hotel. The government already paid for them to stay there. So and you hurting your business, and you hurting the visitors that come there. And what about the people that got cleaned up after that business, that hotels and stuff? They had nothing to do with that. Whether they agree with you or not. So I'm not for it going and tearing up, because what good is it going to do? When you're acting like a bunch of savages, it's the truth. No matter whatever the cost, it don't mean you go tear up other bit, because only then people don't have the insurance to recover from all, which they tear up the buildings, spray, get the paint off the walls, whatever disgusting things they done out there. But this is what the protests have gone to a different level. And these agitators had when they doing it George first. They, the people were out there trying to pre-protest. Then you had these groups of people that come in with trucks and put down crates of bricks to see that to get people to get motivated to throw rocks at the government buildings and businesses and stuff like that. See, people have to think about that for one thing. Number two thing, to my fellow Americans, listen to me well. There's some people in this country that don't really, they love being American, and they move around. And there's some people in America come over here for alternative reasons. You have to understand this. Everybody's not willing to assimilate and blend in with you. They come to be withdrawn to themselves, and these Somalis, like any other people, this can go across any. It's not just them; it's other people. They're there for their own community. They're there for their own cause. They ain't there to, the black, the white, the brown, the red, the tan. No, some of these people come over with that mentality from that part of the world. It don't matter if they come from the Middle East. It don't matter if they come from Asia. It don't matter if they come from Latin America. They are their countries first, and they loyal to what they are. Then they'll be somewhat loyal to America. But some of them, even when they're born here, they parents and they people impart that in them. And the only people that understand this, there's the people been outside the United States. The only people that understand this, the people that have been in the military, that have been over in these countries, they see these people firsthand, or people that have done business over there, and you see it first. And the third people who understand is people like myself who study and look at the cultures and take video and look at how they do things, how they move over there, and have an open mind to watch how they move and watch some of the same people have that same mindset and they come to America. Because even though, they're glad to get their citizenship, but there's a part of them that whatever they were in their homeland, they bring it here. There's certain demeanors and their attitude they bring here. Not everybody's, and they have a different type of demeanor. Some of these people, it's not just one group of people. It's not just Somali. I'm talking about everybody some of these people that come over. I don't care if they come from Latin America. I don't care if they come from Asia. They come from parts of Africa. They come from some parts of Europe or whatever. They come over with a certain. If you anybody been around some phone, and you had a common glimpse to really sit around it and observe them and watch them really well, I pay attention to stuff like this, so I know when you've been around your fellow Americans, people understand what I'm talking about. The way they have a rudeness. There's no. Some don't even be considerate. Some of us have a moral, and good neighbor, and that way. Some of these people don't even operate like that. I know some of us don't. We can be rude, but their rudeness is at a whole different level than our rudeness, than the morality. And that goes across the board. And everybody ain't trying to get like us. And it's obviously with this Somalian with this fraud that these people done. And they're not the only ones that did this. There's certain Asian groups that did this. There's the Nigerians that did this. But they just, because this is focused, but because by them having some representation, and really it's Ilhan. Ilhan opened this up. She opened the door up. And when she said what she said to her people, Somalian people, was Somali first. Well, and we're going to get back to America. That was the interpretation. Someone had to interpret what she said in Somalian. And my fellow Americans, when someone speaks a different language, you don't know what their demeanor, what they're saying, unless you speak and understand that language. And they know that most of us don't understand that language. And so they use that advantage against us too. And some of them, they're very smart. Don't let them think that these people don't, because they know most Americans are not going to interpret. They can talk. It don't matter what part of the world they come from. They can talk 50. They come from India, Pakistan, whatever. They can talk all kind of languages around. You will never understand what they're saying, unless someone interpret or have bilingual skills. You don't know. what these people what their demeaning are. And I'm not saying you gotta hate everybody or be paranoid of everybody, but there's Americans that don't understand this. And when this man told me this long couple about back in 2014, it opened up my eyes. And there's two things he said, because he speaks multiple language. He said, James, he said, even if you learn my language, I could still say things around you wouldn't understand. And I thought to myself, and he spoke Russian, German, English, and it was in his native tongue, and it really had me thinking. And the second thing he said that he said, and I worked with him, he said Americans are soft. The liberals are showing how soft America really is. That everybody gets along and gain along, and we're going to want peace. And there's some people, that may be the case, but look at the environment where they come from. Anybody can put on an act. You open up your discernment, open up your eyes. So, think that everybody is good and nice. You got some people that probably want to come to America and do certain things that destroys the system in the United States. There's people that hate us and jealous. And you have seen that. You have seen cases that we have terrorist attacks here. You think they just come over here, but they smile and they just act like they're proud to be here, and all of a sudden something goes off. Now they launch attack inside our country as well as other countries. You gotta get your head out. And as America, you gotta get your head out your butt. That everybody don't come here. And like you have, just like we're leery about each other here, whether it's someone that look like our complexion, or look like our features, or speak our language, or even someone who's opposite that's from here. You got to have the same kind of outlook. You can't let your guard down for anybody, and that's the truth. But we so naive, and and I'm an open person too. I'm pretty open and welcoming, but I learned over time to really, first, when you watching these videos in these other countries, no matter what country you go to, watch the people. If you got a chance to, and if you in their country, watch their demeanor. And see, I don't care if it's in Turkey, Lebanon, Israel, Europe, Russians, certain parts of people in Africa, Latin America, the islands, anywhere. Watch these people's demeanor. Look at their demeanor. Everybody, just because everybody is not like, and nobody don't care to know about it. They care to make a buck and keep their head down and get what they can gain and use their slick slide system. If someone gets smart enough, maybe they don't plan like we plan. See, some of them know that they don't. Some of them can't speak English too well, but I think that they impart their kids something like other people do, that you're gonna go back and you're gonna do for us and do for our community. And I think that their kids feel that pressure too. And what their plan is, because now you're seeing it act out. And it's what people in places like Minnesota, Maine, and here, they don't understand this. And I'm saying that everybody's like this, but there's some people, they come here, they do the right thing, they take care, and they go with the flow. But not everybody was meant to come to America with the mindset. I'll never forget the story about the one reporter. He felt sorry for the young man. It's an Iraqi kid. And I think it was NBC or ABC, it was one of them. It was one of those reporters. So after the kid's country, his parents passed away. I don't know, his uncle, he got family left. So he had no one to really take him in. This American reporter took him in. When he got him over here from Iraq, being raised and trying to adapt to the American life, the boy just went crazy and rebelled. And to my American citizens, I know you want to help It's the Christ. It's the goodness in this. Here's the thing. What America should have did was, if there's any war-torn country, they should went to a neighboring country. If you want to help out those people, help them out and get them, see they get to another country, feed them, help them build and to get themselves into a stable ass country. But lead them over there in that their neighboring country. See one of their neighbors to take, because they're used to the environment and they're used to adapt. America is a whole different ball game compared to some places in the world. The environment, the way we do things, our demeanor, no matter what part of America you go to. But as a whole, and people who have traveled overseas, you know I'm telling the truth. You know, I ain't never been outside this country other than Canada. And I ain't never been to no surf, but you know that there's a difference. And I can see only from a video cam and look at and look at each and every country and study these people and open up my discernment, what they do, and when these people go and doing reports over there, what's this custom, what's that custom, and they bringing their customs right over, they bringing their demeanor right over here, and you're kind of freaked out because you're thinking that everybody some people come to be Americans, but there's some people that come here to destroy America within, just like they did over in Europe. That's why Europe ain't America is the only one. It's Europe is kicking some people out from Afghanistan, other parts of Africa, and other places, because people, they let so many in. They have to a certain amount of years. They take on. We're gonna bring our ideologies, and then it's trying to change the culture. Not saying, well, you keep your ideology. Why don't we keep our ideology and we all get together? No, that's not the way they're looking at it. Some of these people coming over and bringing the laws, let's say for Afghanistan, Iran, and Iraq into America, into Europe. And there are people who are Christians, let's say for Iraqi Christians or Iraqi Lebanese, they telling you what is going on. They probably telling them in Arabic, whatever. You tell something, well, we know your family back in that country. Same way what they do down in Latin America. You don't know what these people tell these people, but you think that everybody's friendly. That's when they came across the border. They did the same thing. And I believe some of the families were threatened and said, we got your family. You're gonna work and pay us your money. I've heard this from down there. Now, unfortunately, that's why they had to go down there and eliminate some of these people. And only country I know, the guy, they think he got some civil rights thing going on, but the only country that in Latin America that kind of cleaned up was that guy, that President El Salvador. He took out all the gangs and put them in prison and said, you ain't gonna seize people no more. And the people cleaned up Ecuador. When it took a whole army unit, police, and went and got all them gang members that did all unaliving people, extortions people, cartels, whatever. We put you in prison just like that. And even though it was kind of extreme with the prisons down there, but hey, look at what they did. It's not compared to what they did to those families. But everybody says, you violating their civil rights. They ain't give a damn about when they unalive someone's child because they don't pay up a certain tax, whatever, or don't join the gang, and they unalive them for no reason. Otherwise they live a certain lifestyle. And they're not like, it's a whole different beast down there for what I have just watched and look at the documentaries of it. It's a whole different beast. Everybody is not like who you think they come to America. Oh, they want the American. No, they come for their own legitimate reasons. Whether it's the Chinese or any other people. They bring their ways of China over here. They bring their ways from Saudi Arabia. They bring their ways from Latin America. They bring their ways from Africa, from Pakistan, whatever part of the world it is. They bring you can see the spirit on these people. They ain't come get with you. You trying to get all along with them, it's just, you just like, no. Liberal Christian, no. They see you soft. Some of these people don't care. And they're not threatening to know you. They don't want to know you. And this is the reason why some black Americans say no. When they put them in the community, we saw this in them. We saw who they really were. We saw some of the ones that come from the islands. We saw the ones that come from Latin America. We saw how they were treated. And you don't think we open up our heart? We're good people. But now some people share the same skin complexion. We're good people, but some of them showed us that they're behind. They rather have you next to your skin tone, but not only have your skin tone, but take over your neighborhood. Because you have your money's connected to wealth and status and stuff. Some people carry that mindset. You gotta see the writing on the wall. So I didn't want to make the video too long, but Americans, you need to think about this. And really, again, why did the LGBTQ community step? Are they gonna move politically like they did to get this things done? Because now it's in their ball court. Think about it. All right then, guys. Take care. Just something to think about. But that's my question. Because she's classified as LGBTQ. She has a wife. That's civil unions, civil rights. Bank of the black struggle. Take care. Be blessed.